everybody, this is Keshav from MakeyouBillionaire Trade Secrets. Today we are going to see a very important talk about SGX Nifty. A lot of people are asking, Keshav, can you just tell me what is the importance of SGX Nifty? Because in the lot of community on the social media, you might be saying about Singapore Nifty closes here, Singapore Nifty closes here, Singapore Nifty is going to do that. A lot of people are doing minute by minute tracking. Okay, so we are going to unleash, we are going to open all the things about Singapore Nifty, which will be definitely helpful to you for your future understanding, or what kind of a strategies we have to do for Singapore Nifty understanding. So before we entering into session, if you're watching first time into my YouTube video, please subscribe my YouTube video and please join my Telegram channel where I'm sharing quality information about various financial instruments. Okay, so let us understand about SGX Nifty. SGX Nifty, as I told you, it is like a Singapore Nifty. The index, the Indian Nifty future is traded at Singapore. As simple as that. I repeat, Indian Nifty future or a derivative is traded at Singapore Exchange. Only derivative and options of Nifty is only allowed. A lot of people are asking to me, Keshav, all the shares are available in Singapore Exchange for traded of NSE and BSE. No. Only Nifty derivative and option. I repeated, only Nifty derivative and options are allowed to trade in Singapore Exchange. Okay. Now, Nifty, how long? Because day and night you're seeing a lot of messages about SGX Nifty open here and there, a lot of things, right? I want to tell you about very important about the timings of SGX Nifty. SGX Nifty, one day they traded like close to 19 hours they traded. Or they are the trading hours like 19 hours divided into 2 sessions. They are trading, or if you see in based on our Indian time, 6:30 morning Indian time they started Singapore Exchange until evening 3:40. Our trading closes at 3:30. Singapore Exchange first session closes at 3:40 evening. So I repeat, the first session of the Singapore Nifty trading window is 6:30 a.m. till afternoon or evening 3:40 p.m. That is their first session. They have 2 sessions per day, and after by 4:10 they call like a 20 or 30 minutes. There's a break is there after first session. Again 4:10 or 4:15, one more session of the Singapore Nifty started on the same day, and it ended at night 2:25 or 2:20 something approximately. They closes it, which means that 19 hours out of 24 hours. 19 hours they are traded in Singapore Exchange. The Nifty future is traded there. Okay, why? That is what question is, right? Or somebody will think actually, why 19 hours? Can we trade in the Singapore Nifty also? No. As an Indian citizen, or if you're like an Indian trader, you cannot be able to trade in Singapore Exchange or Singapore indexes. We cannot trade. But if you're an NRI, there is a chances are there. Still, there are a lot of clauses and a lot of policies are there. But there is a possibility you can trade. If you're an NRI, you can trade in Singapore Nifty also, you can trade it. So why people are giving more importance to Singapore Nifty? That is another important question, right? Day by day, we know that there are a lot of news are happening in the world. Morning time, evening time, night time, 24/7, the news are happening, right? Some news are going to impact the Indian economy. Some news are impacting the world economy. There are a lot of news are there, right? So many news are directly or indirectly impacting many stocks, which we may or we may not know. For example, crude oil. Crude oil, once upon a time, it was 0 price. There's no takers are there, right? That is very good for a paint company, because one of the raw materials of the paint company like Asian Paints, Berger Paints, or Fidelity, or all the paint companies, one of their raw materials is crude oil. So if they're getting damn cheap price, definitely they will buy more and more for their future requirements. So definitely that is going to impact in their coming quarters profit or a lot of other details. So there are a lot of thinkings are there, more and more thinkings are there. So we are not going to look into that details. Why I am saying this crude oil is that there are a lot of news which is coming from the world economy is impacting some particular stocks. So there are a lot of institutional people, or there are a lot of traders out there. They constantly watch into this. Okay, in the world level, this is happening. Next day morning, if Indian economy or Indian trading hours open, actually, these other stocks can really impact because of that news. Because Singapore Nifty or Indian Nifty, the levels which we are daily people are looking, they are purely like intraday people or very, very, very short-term traders. Not any fundamental investors or a long-term investors. They don't care about much about the Singapore Nifty levels or Indian Nifty levels. They don't care. They know actually this is my fundamental very good stock. They invest and they'll forget it. But as an investor, a day investor or a intraday investor or a very short-term investor, people very curious to know what is happening with the Singapore Nifty or what is the Nifty levels, because they can also trade similar kind of levels in the Indian market. So as I told you actually, this Singapore Nifty is like Indian contract only traded in the Singapore Nifty based on the world economy or based on the news. So this is daily getting fluctuating. Okay, by as I told you in the second section, it end at actually our Indian time to 10 or 2:15 something. It is getting closing. So many of the many of the community or social media accounts I've seen, people are still sleepless at night 2:30. They will say actually keep on pumping the message saying that Singapore Nifty here it is getting closer, Singapore Nifty there 100 points up, 100 200 points down. A lot of things people are saying. I am really got puzzled about that because morning before our market opens 6:30 a.m. our Indian time again Singapore Nifty open, it will again recover or sometimes many times it get recovers. Okay, there will be small variation only at night 2:30 and morning 6:30 a.m. Many times, right? So people 6:30 a.m. WhatsApp is saying actually Singapore Nifty open in the market go up. But my personal suggestion to you is that if you're an intraday trader or a very short-term trader, just a 9 a.m. or 9 o'clock or 8:45, you just look into sgx.com. I repeat, that is the official site for the Singapore Exchange Nifty, sgx.com. If you go and look into that, there is a derivative on heading is up. You will clearly know actually what is the levels or how many points up or down. You will clearly get to know all the details. There is no need to sit like a full night or 6:30 a.m. There is no need because it will recover or it will go down. You will clearly know. Why we are looking into that Singapore Nifty levels is that it will give you an idea, okay, our Nifty is going to open at this level or our Nifty is going to trade at this particular level. You will have an understanding. Or if you want to book a AMC order or before market hour, if you want to put an order, you can put order by like 8 o'clock or 8:30. If you are looking at sgs.com, you can put an order, AMC order. You can advance, you can keep it so that you will take an advantage. But as an very, if it is a small trader, you have to be much cautious about all these details because it will give an edge to you. SGX.com or SGX information will give you an advantage to you. Okay, my Nifty or Indian Nifty is going to open at this particular level, so this much high levels is open. What is my buy levels or what is my sell position? So you can calculate, right? As an intraday trader, you will do some kind of a homework one day before. What should I do next level? That is a way to do as an intraday trader. So this Nifty levels of the SGX will helpful to identify, okay, today I should go into bearish position or should I go to the bullish position. Some kind of a clarity or some clarity you will get it about SGS information. Otherwise, we don't have any other trading things to be done in the SGS Nifty. I think you got clearly understand, right? SGS Nifty will give you some kind of information to you where our Nifty is going to open. Then based on that, our Indian economy and based on the news is getting impacted, we and Singapore Exchange together will trade it. So whether all the levels of Singapore Nifty and our Nifty will be very same, need not be. Need not be. Because Indian Nifty is traded based on number of shares. We can say lot size is like a 75 or something like that. But their size is not based on like shares. They calculate in terms of contract. So I'm not going into that level of complicated details. Just understand actually the level of definition of the contract is different with Indian Nifty futures and Singapore Nifty. If you point in the Nifty, very simple example, if 1 point or 2 point or 3 point raises, we will say 2 points or 3 points we get it into that much lot size, right? The 2 points up or down means actually they can say $2 or $3 US dollars. You get profit or loss. That is a level of understanding. So that levels of difference of understanding is also there. So I'm not going into that level of contract details or lot details. I'm not looking into that. This is just for information to you. Okay, so many times if you look into SGS Nifty, you might be seeing very less volume, very less shares, something you might be seeing actually, but it is very heavily traded. A lot of it is based on the contract size, so it is heavily traded in that. So just for your basic understanding, if you're an intraday trader, you have to just look into the levels. how much point is happening because of some noses, or daily how much is it a bullish day or bearish day or a mild day, or some kind of a, what I can say, sideways day, something you can advancedly you will get to know, or opening levels. I'm not going to say full day trading levels. Opening where it get open is go up or down, because in the first 15 minutes or 30 minutes you might be seeing a huge fluctuations, right? In many Nifty, especially in the Nifty, every day morning you see a huge fluctuations will be there. Whether it will be very up or very down will be seen. It is purely based on the number of people are looking into SGX Nifty, and they just traded that 5 minutes or 1 minute traders are there. Okay, 1 minute actually before the 9:59 system open, they immediately buy or sell. They will do based on the SGX Nifty, so that they get something in that particular big moments. Okay, so you have to take care. You have to understand what kind of strategy you are doing. Based on that, the Singapore Nifty levels will be helpful for understanding a lot of information. If you have any doubts about Singapore Nifty, you please write in the comment section, so that I will be explaining to you more details. So we discussed what is Singapore Nifty, what is purely like Indian Nifty is traded in the Singapore Nifty, or only the Nifty futures and options are allowed to trade. No other BSE NSE stocks are not at all allowed to do that. If you want to know about the SGS levels or Singapore Nifty levels, sgs.com, you just go into derivative section, you will get all the levels. So we discuss about the trading hours, like a morning 6:30 a.m. Indian time to till 3:40 p.m. in the Indian time, and again like a 4:10 or 4:15 they again started till night 2:20 or 2:10 they will be going. Okay, so what is the importance of that Singapore Nifty levels, which you have to understand if you're an intraday trader. If you're a long-term perspective, there's no need to look into that. But if you're a very short-term trader, like a 1 day or 1 week or take 2 to 3 days, then you have to constantly watch that. Or if you're an active trader only in the index, then this information will be very helpful to you to trade and take a decision on that. Okay, so see you in the next video. If you have any doubts, please feel free to write in the comment section. I'll get back to you, because always knowledge is very important. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day to you. Thank you. Bye.